Yamazaki Michiko vanished in an incident at the Yamazaki Doshi village campsite on September 21, 2019. 7-year-old Misaki Ogura visited the Yamazaki campsite with her mother and got separated. She disappeared in 20 minutes, and where she went remains unknown. Despite deploying nearly 1,700 personnel for a wide-ranging search, the Yamazaki police have not been able to locate Misaki and are at a loss. A week later, on September 28th, the Ground Self-Defense Force, dispatched at the prefecture's request, withdrew. The disaster response ended on October 6th. The Yamazaki police believe Misaki is unlikely to be in the nearby area. The investigation headquarters was disbanded and the search was discontinued. This incident has been of great concern to the public, and I think that many are already familiar with a lot of what's been reported. While we all hope for Misaki's swift discovery, I would like to take some time to explain in detail about the course of events and the reasons Misaki has not been found. We are hoping for swift results. On September 21st, Misaki was with her daughter, mother, and her mother's 3 siblings. With her mother driving, they headed to a grass campsite in the village of Tochi, Yamaguchi, and arrived at about 12:15. Her father was set to join them in the afternoon due to work commitments. The campsite near the Shinkawa and Nakakuma prefectures border hosted 27 family members. They ate lunch together around 1 p.m. and then the children played in a nearby forest. At 3:30 p.m., the children ate snacks. 9 kids who finished first went to play in the swamp. Miyabi finished her snack a little late and left 5 minutes after the others to catch up at the swamp. Her mother watched Miyabi leave from the tent. At 3:50 p.m., the adults picked up the children. At 4 p.m., the parents realized Miyabi was missing. They searched the area and began climbing the mountain. At 4:17 p.m., a group line was formed, contact was made, and a continuous search began. At 4:35 p.m., they checked the tent. At 5 p.m., they rechecked it and alerted the police. Then the father. They reported that they couldn't figure out where Miyabi-chan had gone. At 5:49 p.m., they returned to the campsite to get a light. At 6:01 p.m., the police interviewed the mother and Mr. Koji, while the other adults kept searching the area. The car search began after the children were put to sleep at 8 p.m. The adults continued searching until 10 p.m. when the police and fire departments concluded the day's efforts. The father and his friends searched for Miki from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. but couldn't find her. Miki likely went missing between 2:30 p.m. and 2:50 p.m., a 20-minute window during which her whereabouts became unknown. There are 5 routes. Looking at the map, let's go from the last seen location to the park where other children were playing, heading northwest. Proceed directly to the northwest. There's a tennis court in Bunkyo, headed north, then turned east. Cross the campground to the national road towards the car lane. The massive search begins in 2 days. Yamanashi Prefecture Police, local fire brigade, and self-defense force will conduct the search. Volunteers joined, and around 1,700 people searched an area spanning 9.32 miles east to west and 4.97 miles north to south. A picture of Mikuri-chan was released on September 30th. As the desperate search continues, at times the volunteer search team encounters the harshness of this mountain. Around the base camp, it's buzzing and buzzing with activity. Despite the absence of a large river, a search was conducted in a dam 13 kilometers downstream from the scene, but without success. The police couldn't find any clues and had no idea where Mitsuko-chan went after her disappearance. On October 6th, 16 days later, the local search was called off on October 6th. Although the local investigation ended, the police continued investigating the possibilities of an incident and an accident. Misaki-chan has disappeared. Information to date from that day is up to here. Hereafter, I would like to talk about 3 perspectives about why Misaki-chan cannot be found, namely disaster, accident, and abduction. First of all, it's about the disaster. In August 2018, a 2-year-old boy went missing in the mountains. Around 150 people and drones participated in the search. Despite our best efforts, we were unable to locate him after 3 days. 3 days later, a local man found him unaware of who he was. He was found safe and sound near where he disappeared, wrapped in mystery. In May 2016, a 7-year-old boy disappeared in the mountains of Hokkaido. Despite a search by over 100 police and fire officials, he was found 7 days later in a self-defense forces hut 4 kilometers away. These cases demonstrate the extreme difficulty of mountain searches. Mountain searches are highly challenging, especially if the missing person disappeared under adverse conditions and is believed to still be alive. The chances of survival are slim, especially for Misaki, who likely endured harsh conditions from a typhoon shortly after her disappearance. There are 2 main types of accidents that are considered regarding the possibility of an accident. She was swept away in the river, or encountered a wild animal in this area where they roam freely. The amount of water in the river decreases and they gather. The downstream dam showed no human intervention, only evidence of bears and giant crabs. There is also the possibility that they encountered wild animals and were fed without showing signs of torn clothing. The possibility is mainly low, especially at the very end of the bait. Police dogs followed Mikami-chan's scent, but at certain locations stopped moving, and there's talk that footprints suddenly ends there. If that's true, then Mikami-chan might be at that location. It suggests that she would have been taken away by something from there, or possibly magically disappeared in some way. The grass that Mikami-chan's family visited. The auto campsite can be parked around freely if you pay a fee, and even if you do not pay, you can pass nearby by car. This is possible. I don't know where Mikan-chan went, she's gone. 20 minutes is enough time to walk alone, quickly grab Misaki-chan, put her in the car, and drive off. I think from this point on, it's important to have a conversation on the premise that if this were an abduction, while mostly speculative, I would consider any connection to Misaki-chan's discovery a blessing. I appreciate your understanding and attention on this matter. I'd like to discuss this topic further, item by item. Firstly, the campsite in Michi Village, which has become the crime scene, is located in an area that used to be a large villa development during the bubble era. The Michi Village office's website has a lot of information about vacant properties in the area. When the bubble burst and owners left these villas, the property ended up in the hands of real estate agents, and as a result, this area contains many private lands. Why would I mention this? That's because during this investigation, there were reports that the police were unable to search individual houses and private areas. That's why I brought up this point. It suggests that Mikami-chan could be in these unsearched, inaccessible, privately owned areas. However, this is merely speculation, not based on any concrete investigation. According to an October 21st, 2009 Nikki Shimbun report, police investigated vacant properties in the area as a crime prevention measure. They passed by the camera and nearby areas. It was reported that they analyzed the car's drive recorder but found nothing. The rumor that they couldn't search private land is likely false. However, the police investigation may be ongoing. If there is private land, they should at least be able to confirm that and proceed. That's all I want. Next, it's about the other families who are camping along with Michan's family. Among them, there are rumors that there might be someone who knew Michan's whereabouts or inflicted some harm on Michan. Moreover, it's been voiced that this camping trip was a gathering of first-time acquaintances who met through a social gathering. There are also stories saying that someone who knew about this gathering could have taken Michan with them. Even if it was a meetup of first-time acquaintances, I believe it is possible to identify someone from the records of the gathering. The police must have conducted inquiries for information. Next, someone who knew about the gathering intruded. Regarding this point, while regrettable, we cannot deny it at the moment, but both Mother Tomoko and the father deny the off-meeting explanation. They claim they are just family friends they met through a parenting circle. They say that, but it's unclear which one is correct. The location of the gathering, if it took place, could reveal something observable to the general public. The public nature and method of the gathering would clarify the investigation's direction. If a conversation took place in a public setting visible to the general eye, various possibilities could arise, wouldn't they? Especially concerning Mother Tomoko. The way Tomoko has been acting since Misaki went missing seems peculiar. Some suggest her actions aren't typical of a mother who has lost her daughter, leading to criticism. There are speculations that she might be somehow involved in Misaki's disappearance. There are certain things I need to mention before we delve into the specifics, which I will discuss next. The information relates specifically to the actions of Tomoko-san. Aside from that, there aren't any concrete details. After vanishing, Misaki updated her Instagram with a photo of herself beside a white horse, likely for her job. She added a hashtag showing she owns a business, mentioning her trim salon in the post. She introduced a friend and started a fundraiser to aid in the search for Misaki, which included search costs, medical expenses, and social rehabilitation support. That's the result. Over 13 million yen was raised, but that money was quickly depleted. It was donated to those who were affected by the disaster. Dyeing the hair of snow to that point was an act that Sumoko, her mother, was suffered due to Misaki's loss. Some are suspicious of her intentions, and even beyond that, reports suggest that our attitude during meetings is causing concern. Tomoko-san and I know each other through school. A person named Tomoko-san has some dark rumors about her, but I'm just observing. The issue lies with my personal feelings, and the story is highly biased concerning Tomo's area. This is just my opinion, so I won't mention it here. I think there are unavoidable parts where doubt is directed from the behavior of such a mother, but I think it's very different to express it in a place where everyone can see it, especially in the comment column of Tomoko-san. Originally, the one who is most saddened by the fact that Miyabi-chan has gone is the family. I think there's a chance the physical and mental exhaustion is preventing normal judgment. Even if Tomoko-san knew something about Miyabi-chan's disappearance, I think it would be better to speak up at that time. As I said earlier, the police are continuing their investigation. There's a chance Miyabi-chan was in an accident, and we're still investigating. The whole country hopes for her swift discovery. Even if abducted, she may no longer be near Yamaguchi. Without raising your voice, Miyabi-chan could be seeking help nearby. Please keep this close to your hearts and report anything suspicious to the police. Thank you sincerely. We hope Miyabi-chan will be found safe and sound at the earliest. That's all for now. Thank you. Thank you for watching.